Now we're going to continue with Light Up the World.
So, welcome to L'Dor Va-Dor and Rabbi Barry Silver and Cantor Garrett. And please nine along with me. Na 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 na. Ya na na ya na na ma na. Ya na na Shabbat Achim. Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad. Chant again. Ya na na L'Dor. Ya na ma na. Ya na Shabbat Achim. Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad. So light up the world, oh brothers and sisters, together with peace and love. Bring light to the world, oh sisters and brothers, and sing ye nay, my child. Yadonai, my child. Yadonai, my Yadonai, Shabbat Achim. Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad. So we go. Yadonai, Mato. Yadonai, Mela. Yadonai, Umayai. Yadonai, Umayai. Yadonai, Shabbat Achim. Yadonai, Shabbat Achim. Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad. So light up the world, oh brothers and sisters, together with peace and love. Bring light to the world, oh sisters and brothers, and sing ye nay, my child. Yadonai, Mato. Yadonai, Mato. Yadonai, Umayai. Yadonai, Umayai. Yadonai, Shabbat Achim. Yadonai, Shabbat Achim. Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad. I read an article this week that said, we as people are bioluminescent. We can't see the light that we put out, but we actually as people are also bioluminescent. We produce light. And so we light up the world just by us being in the world. So
if you don't believe in magic, after hearing that song and the way Carol was able to convey this beautiful sentiment, I think we're all believers now. We do celebrate lights on Shabbat, but why 2 candles? Because we're commanded to be a source of light, of reason, and of love. It is not true that if you're rational, you can't be emotional. It's not true that if you're emotional, you can't be rational. The goal is to be both simultaneously, both candles burning together. Now, some people in the past thought light was a particle. Others thought it was a wave. They found out something incredible. It's both. And we are like that. We are one individual, a soul particle, but we're also part of a wave, a Jewish wave of light to the nations. And so we call up now someone who's been a light to so many others as a therapist, helping them see the light and see the love in their lives. I'm going to call up Dr. Marcy Weiss to lead us in the candle blessing honor. And if you want, you can do a magic trick while you're up.
Okay. So we light 2 candles, and I encourage everybody to light your candles. There's some on your table that have been provided to you.
that means turning on the switch.
Turn on the switch. Sharon has provided us with these 50 candles. It's always prepared. Okay. So I welcome this Shabbat, and I join myself to the community of Israel and the Jewish people. 1 candle for me, 1 candle for my people. Together we share our heritage, our future, our yearning for the peace of Shabbat. May our homes shine light of Shabbat and our hearts glow with Shabbat joy this week and every week. We welcome Shabbat and give thanks for this light. So please take your candles and turn them on, your little tea light candles, as we say the bracha, the blessing.
Baruch atah
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotcha v'tzivanu b'hadlik ner shel Shabbos. Good Shabbos, everybody.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Now I'm going to share something with the magicians who are here. My brother's a magician. His name is Danny. He goes by the trade name of Who Danny. And I'm going to share something with magicians. That is true that I suspect these people are pretty smart. They probably do know this. The word abracadabra is pure Hebrew. I can prove it to you if you're doubtful or suspicious. Everybody know when you say the blessing over the wine, you say borei. Borei means the creator. In the beginning, bara Elohim, borei, to create, abara, from the same root. Borei, abara means I will create. Ke means that which, like in Spanish, que. Dabra is I speak. You hear it all the time. It literally means I will create what I speak. People thought that if you could utter the right incantations under the right circumstances, you could perform magic. They were actually correct. If you tell a child you can succeed, you're great, you have potential, I believe in you, those words are magic. Those words make that child. You say, I love you to someone in need, someone who is going through a tough time. It creates an effect on that person, like magic. It is true. Our words have effect. The wine is a physical object. You drink it and it produces a spiritual effect. The physical transmutes into the spiritual. And that's what we think about when we drink from the wine. The fact that we have the capacity to sweeten the lives of others by the words that we say, they become a reality. So we always drink a little bit of wine at Shabbat and we sing the
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei b'riah Amen.
Some see the cup half empty, some see the cup half full. The Yiddish cup is always 100% full because we know that part of it is wine and part is air. Without air, we couldn't live. Air is a miracle, it performs magic. And so we give thanks for the whole cup. And when you use your Yiddish cup to see the cup as 100% full, then your cup is full of wonder and life becomes wonderful. Your cup is full of beauty and life becomes beautiful. We drink up the wine. You have a little cup there, go ahead. Now, we Neil Diamond performed an awesome song, and he gave us permission to recast it for Shabbat. I don't know if he gave permission, but I haven't heard his objection yet. I take that as silence is consent. Far, traveling far, thousands of years, lay by a 6-point star. Now at last we are free to celebrate Shabbat. We march them. And they're wearing every shoe. Shabbat across America. Tears of our souls renew. Shabbat across America. Oh, now becomes our sacred place as our families we embrace. Sabbath lights burning warm from Orthodox to Reform. Our prophets' dreams don't seem so far away as we envision a brand new day where all conflict will cease and the world is at peace. Synagogues across the land, Shabbat's coming to America. Time to learn and understand. Shabbat's coming to America. Got a dream we come to share. Shabbat across America. For the world that's just ain't there. Shabbat across America. 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 Today. To say goodbye. I promise you speak to me sweet words of peace I sing, of peace I sing today. Torah, 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 today. Thank you very much. Now we have an introduction to all of our prayers. If you don't know a word of Hebrew, if you don't know any of the prayers, I can make it very simple for you. They all just mean thank you. Let us give thanks for all the miracles that we see around us. Let us have a perpetual attitude of gratitude and never let it become a platitude. Let us all plug into the most important app of all, the app of appreciation. When we wake up, let's plug into the app. How lucky I am to be alive. How lucky I am to have a body that can perceive vision and hearing and sight and sound. How lucky I am to be able to live others. How lucky I am to have this whole world and our family and friends. How lucky we are. That's what all of these prayers mean in different permutations. And so we're going to have now the prayer called the Pavilion. Thanks for new beginnings. We also give thanks for things that are not visible, but you can see the effect, like the wind. You cannot see the wind, but when it blows, it can wreak havoc upon paperwork. So we're going to sing Pavilion that gives thanks for all those miracles, some of which are not visible, but are very real.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu, v'kiyamanu, v'hikiyanu, l'zman
Make this new Shabbat better than those before. We seek to touch those we love. We seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world. We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others. We reach toward one holy and perfect moment of Shabbat. The Shabbat is a time to try to capture the beauty in our lives on this day, that we carry it over every other day of the week.
If in body or spirit, feel free to stand. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. We're going to continue with readings that I've strung together for this particular Shabbat when our thoughts are with Ukraine.
Moses said to Pharaoh, "Let my people go."
Tuvia Bielski, partisan hero who fought the Nazis, said to the world, "Freedom begins with an act of defiance."
Mordecai said to Haman, "I bow down to no man, only to God will I bend the knee."
Jewish hero Volodymyr Zelensky said to Putin, "But if we come under attack, if we face an attempt to take away our country, our freedom, our lives, and the lives of our children, we will defend ourselves. When you attack us, you will see our faces, not our backs."
Our weapons are our truth, and our truth lies in the fact that this is our land, this is our country, our children, and we are going to defend all of this.
Glory to Ukraine. Now, gold introduction.
We learned this before. Hopefully you can remember it to sing it with me. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Don't lie, lie. Kolelo b'nei kosher, kolelo kosher, v'kosher b'nei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Hooray, Yom-B'Layla, Kolelo b'nei kosher, Kolelo b'nei kosher, v'kosher b'nei or.
According to Jewish tradition, which modern Jews take with a grain of salt, but believe in the truth stated in the Torah, even though all the accounts are not accurate. It was the Jewish mind who first perceived that all of the diversity we see in the universe, all of it, was one. That there was a common interconnecting thread. All the people who had different faces and races and places were one. All living things were one. Everything in the cosmos is one. His name was Abraham, and science confirmed that with the discovery of the Big Bang, that everything emerged from what we call a singularity, scientifically confirming the Shema. Einstein, who was raised in the Jewish tradition, saw diverse forces in nature, the strong nuclear force, the weak nuclear force, gravity, the speed of light, connected it all in one. and came up with a unified field theory that he sought throughout his life. We Jews celebrate oneness. It's our beginning and it's our goal. When we see suffering anywhere in the world, the Jewish heart aches. That is us. We are one. And we will stand in solidarity with the oppressed everywhere. That's why we wear the talit. It's got a lot of fringes, because we Jews have never hesitated to stand on the fringe of society when necessary to defy tyrants and dictators and oppressors. And we will not fail to do so today. So let us stand, please, for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam
Please be seated. Entonces,
and you will love Adonai your God with all your heart and with all of your might. And now these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. And you will teach them diligently unto your children. You will speak of them when you're sitting in your house, when you're walking by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. You will bind them for a sign upon thy hand. They will be for frontlets between your eyes, and you will write them on the doorpost of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Now, congregation of L'Dor Va-Dor, we believe in a modern, rational view of everything, including Judaism, God, everything. God you could think of, if you like, in the traditional form, or you could think of it this way, which comports with science. There is a creative power at large in the universe that started out as a singularity and created all of the universe. It was in our own bodies when we all started out as a single cell, and it knew how to duplicate itself to create 100 trillion of them and functions in amazing ways. So we believe in that type of creative power. We don't just believe it, we can prove it. And so that's what we come to celebrate today. We also celebrate the magic of words from thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago that said that all is one, and this creative power is one, and so we should seek oneness. The power of those words have motivated our people to seek solidarity with others throughout the millennium. And I've also today strung together very powerful words that speak to us as we see what's going on overseas in Ukraine. C'est parfois au cours des heures plus sombres que naisse la plus belle lumière.
It is perhaps at the darkest hour when the most beautiful light emerges.
These words by Stéphane Charbonnier, who was told by Islamic terrorists to stop printing cartoons mocking their religion. And if he did not, he would be assassinated. And he says, Je préfère mourir debout que vivre sur les genoux.
I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees.
And then these immortal words from Wonder Woman, the Israeli superstar Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. The opposite of light is not darkness, but conviction that the light will never return and the darkness will never end. Hope is real. By the way, Israel is real also, and his anthem is the hope. And these words from Malala Yousafzai, who stood up to Islamic fundamentalists. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. And then these words from George Orwell, in times of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. That's what we're all about here. Emet, Tzedek. We continue now with the name of Cantor's two dogs. One is called Micha, and the other is called Mocha.
Micha mocha be'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef eleh, Nora tehilot osef eleh. Malkutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe zeli anu ve'amru Adonai imlo Adonai imlo Leolam
I don't know if you're aware of this, but Moses was a stutterer, and God said to him, where do you want to take the Jewish people? And he said, I want to take them to Canton. So he took them to Canaan. He was trying to say Connecticut, but he just couldn't get it. I happen to be from Connecticut, and I was blessed with a life of ease. I was raised in the 50s and 60s and 70s, didn't have a care in the world. And I appreciated what I had, but we think back today at our ancestors who went through such trial and torment and tribulations and gave up everything and sacrificed everything to be Jewish. The Avot and Imahot gives thanks for their sacrifice, and we think, may we be worthy of the sacrifice they made by living up to the proud heritage of our ancestors and sharing it with others. As we read the Avot Imahot, a reform, no longer Avot, Avot Imahot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor B'Hanova Elyon, Omer Chasadim Tovim, Konei HaKov Zocher Chazdei Avot, V'Imahot, U'mevii Geula L'bnei Bneihem, V'Noam Shmo B'Ahava. Melech Uzer U'Mashiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, and now a song dedicated to the goal and the hope and the dream of no more war.
Join me, please. Shalom, 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 shalom. Lo yisakoye kochemet, lo yilmedu milchama, lo yisakoye kochemet, lo Shalom. Please feel free to stay on that if you want while we sing the other. Shalom. Shalom. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Together we walk in the land of Hashem. Shalom. Shalom. Let's send this out all over the world. Shalom. Shalom.
Next, we have silent meditation. Might not be silent because I hear some beautiful sounds, the screams and the shouts of young children running, playing, enjoying themselves. We hope that very, very soon, the screams and the shouts of children in Ukraine will not be from terror and from fear because of the attack by a madman. Once again, we'll return to the screams and shouts of joy. They're able to be reunited with their families and their homeland. So now we're going to spend a few moments silent meditation, seeing what we can do to help them restore tranquility. We read the names of those who are healing: Maria Bartlett, Robert Luttinger, Jimmy Cohen, Bruce David, Teresa DeRoches, Laura Gallagher, Richard Glass, Sherry Glass, Renee Golub, Arthur Herman, Carol Kirshner, Shirley Bedwell Klein, Carol Kramer, Les Lusbader, Dr. Studier Nayer, Linda Friskin, Irene Silverman, and Fred Spiloff. Anybody else? Any other names? Yes. Anybody else? Of course, we say a refuah shlema for all of those who are suffering the ravages of war. A few moments of almost silent meditation.
Please join me. This was a source of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Rishepera imotenu b'chol habracha v'amotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Hebrew language contains much in every word. The word shalom comes from or is related to the word shalem. Shalem means full, to fill. It also means to pay. Sadly, very often, peace must be paid for. Someone here who fought with the Israeli army, Safi, who knows that peace doesn't just get handed to us. We often have to pay for it. It would be nice if we could just sit back and allow peace descend, or if there was a supernatural being that we could call upon to bring about peace. Sadly, neither of those happens. We must be agents of peace by creating harmony and peace and love between nations. But when there's a rogue nation and someone doesn't respect those things, you better darn stand up to him. Otherwise, there's going to be continued war and bloodshed. That's why we changed the words of Oseh Shalom to Na'aseh Shalom, which means let us make peace, let us bring about peace, and not wait for peace to descend from on high. Na'aseh Shalom.
Please join us. Na'aseh Shalom. Na'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Ve'yibnu Amen. Na'aseh Shalom. Na'aseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Na'aseh Shalom. Na'aseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Na'aseh Shalom. Na'aseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Na'aseh Shalom. Na'aseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael.
We're now going to have our Torah service. We read for the Torah. Let us prove ourselves worthy of the Torah, our precious tree of life, and allow it to grow, as all trees do. Branches and limbs reaching out in all directions, spreading Jewish ideals of love, peace, truth, and justice. Al Shlosha Divavim.
Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Olam Olam Amen. Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Olam Olam Amen.
Now we have one of our wonderful volunteers who served on the board, has been with L'Dor Va-Dor since the beginning. Dan Burstein is going to lead us in before the reading of the Torah.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaTorah. Baruch Adonai HaTorah L'Olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
That's a picture of me and Garrett singing about 15 years ago. And now we're going to try to accomplish another magic act. We're going to try to do the whole service in about an hour around there. If we accomplish that trick, I know one person who will be very surprised, sitting right there, who tried her best to circumcise the servant. Okay, so we're going to do a quick Torah reading from a passage called Pekudai. Ele Pekudai HaMishkan, Mishkan HaEdut Asher Hukad Al Pi Moshe, Avodat HaLeviim, B'yad Et Tamar Ben Aharon HaKohen, V'tzaltel Ben Guri Ben Zuhri Lemate Yehuda, עושה את כל אשר ציווה אדוני את משה. ואיתו חליאב בן אחיסמך למיטה דן, וזרש וחושב וחכם, Batcholet, Ba'agamon, Ubat Hasheni, Ubashish. What all that means is that these are the accountings for the construction of the tabernacle, the instruction manual laid out here in the Torah, all the precious metals, all the different things that were involved in constructing the sanctuary, and also the amount of donations. Remember that in the passage before, another miracle happened. Magic occurred. There were no dues. There were no set dues. The dues were voluntary. Moses said, just bring whatever you want. And they got more than they needed. And Moses had to say, bastante. Kanug. You can stop that. That was one of the great miracles of the Torah. The blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah and emet v'hayei olam natan b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
The other day I gave a talk and someone in the middle got up and walked right out in the middle of my talk. Very disappointed. I said, where are you going? So I'm going to get a haircut. So why didn't you get it before you came? He said, well, when you started speaking, I didn't need one yet. I've learned my lesson, try to be a little more concise, and just let you know that this passage, Pekudai, is all about accounting. But what really it's telling us is we must make an accounting of ourselves. Each one of us counts. The Jewish people were pretty small in number. And so if some of us go AWOL and no longer participating, we're not able to accomplish the incredibly difficult task we have of bringing light to the world. As Zelensky said, we're in a battle for light over darkness, goodness over evil. We also face very, very difficult odds. And so each one of us is needed. We all must engage in jury duty, Jewry, jury duty, and be part of organized jury. Many people try to avoid jury duty. They don't want to bother. We are needed. And you know what's amazing? When we actually participate in an organized effort to make the world a better place, it not only helps others, it helps us to find meaning in our life. When you teach a child to be kind to animals, it doesn't just help the animals, it helps the child, because the child learns compassion. And so we get so much out of being Jewish, but we learn to help others and to play our role. Today is the first day of Adar 2. This is a leap month because we have a whole other month, a second month. And we are celebrating the first day of Adar 2. What does Adar 2 represent to us? Purim. What happened on Purim? Esther's name means hidden. Esther, Satir, the Satir means a secret. She was hidden. She hid her Jewish identity. She didn't want to identify herself. She thought it would hold her back. And then she thought, if I admit I'm Jewish and they're going to kill all the Jews, what's going to happen to me? So she was afraid. But she spoke up, identified. She was hidden no more. And the rest is history. She saved her people and she saved the Jews for posterity. What does that teach us? We shouldn't be like Esther. Esther was almost a missing Persian. She was almost missing in action. We shouldn't be missing Persians either. We must speak up as Jews and say to the world, we are the Jewish people. We will not be silent when people are being slaughtered. We will not be silent when freedom is being taken from people. And we will not be silent when democracy itself throughout the world is threatened. We will speak up like Esther and like Mordecai of old. That's what we're trying to accomplish by celebrating Purim, not just a holiday thousands of years ago, but something for today. And if we don't believe that refusing to stand up to evil will lead to even more evil and more killing and more bloodshed, the proof is in the Putin. We have seen it in the world today, and we've seen it over and over again, especially as Jews. We know the harm of failing to speak up. Today, my friends, this country and this world is seeing the horrific effects of being addicted to oil, of being enslaved by fossil fuels, of plugging in our cars, putting gas into our cars like we're hooking up to an intravenous feed that's actually killing us. We have been dancing sheik to sheik, Arab oligarchs who think that they have us over a barrel, and all of their slick politics, and we've been forced to dance to their tune. The time has come in the United States and throughout the world to liberate ourselves from addiction to oil and to find an alternative to fossil fuels, which literally are dead. There's precedent for that. In World War II, we were in trouble. Planes were flying over England. They didn't know how to shoot down those German planes. They were being bombarded and the country was going to be destroyed. And they said, you know what, there's something called radar. Some scientists came up with this thing called radar, but it's just some kind of a theory. They took the smartest people in the world and put them into a room. And shortly thereafter, they invented radar and used it to start blasting those planes out of the sky. But they had to figure out advanced calculations. They didn't know how to do it. They took some more smart people and invented ENIAC. The first computer was invented in order to try to free this world from the Nazi scourge. And then they had another problem. The Nazis were trying to invent an atomic bomb. So they took the smartest people in the world, most of them Jews, and took them to Los Alamos, and they came up with the atomic bomb. Some of those people, like Einstein and Szilard, spent the rest of their life trying to convince people not to use it. That's what we need to do today, a Manhattan Project, to get us off of the addiction to foreign oil and to allow us to finally be free. Vladimir Zelensky has set a great example for all of us. He's an example of courage. We're proud that he happens to be Jewish. He's a modern day Mordecai, a modern day Judah Maccabee. Now, if you wanted just a little play on words, Mordecai, I told you what Esther means. It means secret. She hid her identity, but she was secret no more. Mordecai, Mord is like mort or mortal. It means dead. But Chai means life. The people of the Jewish people are almost dead, but because of his courage, they came back to life. Let us be like Mordecai. Let us speak up so that people who are now threatened with death and destruction will be able to come back to life. And let us lead a boycott of every single product sold by Russia. By the way, you know what Russia means, right? What does Russia mean in Yiddish? Anybody know? Evil. Russia is evil. Zelensky said we're fighting good against evil, good against Russia. Let us start right here, a boycott throughout the world of every product that Russia sells, including their greasy, slimy oil, and say we'll make sacrifices and we'll do without so that we can be a source of liberation and freedom on this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Bring down the prices, buy electric cars.
All right, we are going to do a song that talks about Jewish survival. When it looked like the Jews were lost, people came forward and helped us to survive.
Vehi Shamda Avoteinu, Vehi Shamda Avoteinu V'Lachanu. Vehi Shamda Avoteinu. Vehi Shamda Avoteinu Lanu. Shlochad Melvad Umad Aleinu Lepomoteinu. Okay, wait, hold on. V'kadosh baruch hu matilenu mi'adam. V'kadosh baruch hu matilenu mi'adam. Shalom Aleinu, Aleinu, Elokeinu, Yakadosh Baruch Hu Matilenu, Yakadosh Baruch Hu Matilenu, Yakadosh Kadosh Baruch Hu Matilenu
Continue now with the Aleinu. Please stand.
Aleinu Shabbat Adon Hakol Gadei Gulal Yotzei Bereshit Shelo Astanu K'goyei Haratzot Velo Samanu K'mishpachot Ha'adama Shelo Sam Kekenu Kahem V'gorazenu Kechol Hamona Ve'anachnu korim U'mishtachavim U'modim Lifnei Melech Malkei Hamlavim HaKadosh Baruch V'nehemar V'haya Adonai L'melech kol haaretz Vayom ha'hu Yiyeh Adonai echad U'shemo
Please remain standing for the Kaddish. Read the names of those who have recently been taken from us. Elliot Warrenoff, Barbara Brown, Bobby Glazer, Fran Grossman, Dina Jacobs, Richard Kahn, Milton Kessler, Gilda Levy, Ernest London, Dale Olavarba, Susan Rimsky, and Jane Rosenblum. We also, of course, think of those, the anniversary of whose departure occurs these days. Let us take them into our hearts and make their memory a blessing. Iskidal, Iskidash, Merabah, Yomad, Yomad, Fed, Yomid, Mafufe, Bahayafon, Yomefon, Hayed, Obes, Israel, Agalabis, Mankari, Beru, Amen. Ehe Shemer Abami, Borach, Olam, Omei, Omaya, Yisbarach, Yistabach, Yisboab, Yisbolam, Yisrase, Yisagar, Yisalem, Yisalam, Meir, Yisrael, Elon, Ehod, Rafasa, Vishirasa, Tush, the Fasa, Venekamasa. Amevon Biamam, Yibru Amen. Ehe Shloma Rabba, Yisrael, Bachayim Aleinu, B'Cho Yisrael, Yibru Amen. Ose Shalom B'Gromah. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, B'Cho Yisrael. Please be seated. Unless you're celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, we know who you are. We have very detailed records, L'Dor Va-Dor. We're going to say a special blessing for you. Yivarechacha, Adonai v'yishmarecha. May you be blessed and protected by this creative power within you and within this entire cosmos. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yisonecha. May the light of love and reason shine upon you, shine from you always. Yisar Adonai panav elecha v'yisemracha shalom. May you be lifted up by the power of love in order to become a peace and blessing.
Yes,
You may now be seated. And I think we might have accomplished the miracle. We still light out, but we have another song, a Siman Tov and Mazel Tov for all the celebrants. Oh wait, if you want everybody who's celebrating to have a good and happy, sing Siman Tov, Mazel Tov with us. If you don't really care one way or the other, whether the year is good or bad, if you're kind of neutral, then you don't have to sing with us. But if you'd like them to have a good year, sing Siman Tov and Mazel Tov with us, please.
Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yehelanu. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yehelanu. Yehelanu, Yeyako Haolam. Yehelanu, Yeyako Haolam. Yehelanu, Yeyako Haolam. Yehelanu, Yeyako Haolam.
We're going to have an announcement, but I have an announcement to make. This is L'Dor Va-Dor generation. We have 3 generations right here. We have Cantor, Carol, Garrett, her daughter and her granddaughter manning the video camera right here, making L'Dor Va-Dor a reality, not just a moment. Now I call up Sarah and leave it into her comments and observations and announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here with us live and in person and also virtually. We thank you so much and we wish you a wonderful and beautiful Shabbat Shalom. I just want to do some quick announcements for you. Every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. on Zoom, we do Touch of Torah. And this week we'll have Rabbi Barry on with us. And the following week, on March 15th and March 22nd, we'll have both Rabbi Barry and Cantorial spiritual leader Andrew Sussman with us. I want to tell you about a rally for Ukraine that Rabbi Barry is holding this Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. at Veterans Park. Rally for Ukraine, come out to Veterans Park at 4 p.m. in Del Rey, right by the Intercoastal, right off of Atlantic Boulevard. And I just want to close by saying that next week Shabbat on March 11th, March 18th, and March 25th will be at the Carlisle Palm Beach at 450 East Ocean Avenue at the corner of A1A and East Ocean Avenue in Lantana, Florida. They're beautiful, beautiful facility. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Have a beautiful Shabbat.
Now I want to share with you. I want to thank the magicians, comedians, entertainers, not only did magic, not only entertained us, but inspired us and stayed for the Shabbat. They were part of our congregation. We're very, very indebted to them, and I hope that they'll be back again. If you ever need entertainment for any of your parties, any of your occasions, come to see them. Now, this rally is also a miracle. I came up with the idea for a rally a few days ago. I made about 25 calls. Could we use your place for a rally? Oh, no, no, no. We don't have enough time to do that. Oh, no. You don't have the right paperwork. Oh, no. We can't schedule that. I kept making call after call after call, synagogues, churches, everything. One place said yes. The city of Del Rey instantly said, I will get right back to you. The mayor approved it in about 5 minutes. The administrator approved it in 5 minutes. And they said, we'd be proud to host it. It's an amazing thing they did. And it's also remarkable that with all that's going on, so many different religious organizations would say, no, I'm sorry. We have other priorities at this time. Pekudai means an accounting. There will be an accounting of what we did today. There will be an accounting of what we do as people, as the Jewish people, as individuals, as a nation, when people are fighting for their lives and for freedom, there will be an accounting. And I hope that in the future, we'll be able to say, I stood up and I tried to spread light over darkness. Sunday, 4 o'clock, Veterans Park. You're all welcome to join us and take a stand.
We're going to close with Hatikva, which is our hope is not lost, that hope of 2,000 years to be a free people in our land.
Please stand right.
And we hope for the free people of Ukraine. Please join us.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat